What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Good, The Bad and The Stupid. It's Thursday the 12th of March. Hope you're well. Hope everything's all right where you are. The world's upside down at the moment. We're in a big game show. Every country's got a different set of rules on how to deal with the coronavirus. So we're going to soon find out which countries are going to be coming out on the top of that leaderboard. I don't fancy our chances too much if Chris Grayling's got anything to do with this. He's apparently our chair of our intelligence committee. Isn't that the guy that blew millions of pounds on an invisible ferry company during the Brexit negotiations? I don't think I trust his judgment too much, do you? Anyway, I've got some good pointers or tips for you which you can take on board and share with your friends. Anybody got the bailiffs coming around at the moment? Well, now is the perfect time to open your door to them and start coughing in their face, because they're soon going to run off and they won't be at your door for another few months until this situation's played out. So you might well buy yourself a bit of time if you do that. Also, can't find toilet roll? Let's get back to nature. Get out into the fields, dock leaves. If you've ever been on a camping trip from a council estate, you'll know that nobody ever takes any toilet roll. It's dock leaves, anything green, anything in the fields that you can grab or pluck can be used as toilet paper. Just watch out for the stinging nettles. I don't want anybody be suing me for false intelligence. And thirdly, newspapers. All the newspapers are not even worth wiping your backside on, but you know, that's a very good measure to use if you can't find any toilet paper. Just don't buy them. Don't give them your money. Make sure you shoplift them, but only from supermarkets that are giving people free rein to fucking walk out with trolleys as high as the fucking block of flats full of toilet paper and leaving the rest of us with nothing. So there you go, 3 top tips: bailiffs, dock leaves and newspapers. More to come tomorrow. What we're going to say, yeah, so it's all fucking crazy anyway. Boris Johnson's apparently refusing to be tested after he was in a meeting with somebody that's got the coronavirus, so he might go down soon. Dominic Raab was coughing his head off during the meeting at Parliament, and he swore he's got a cold. Everybody's mass panic is like, if you see anybody coughing, you don't want to go near them, do you? Just in case. You have to we'll have to walk around with like some kind of protective netting all round or something like that. We'll have to makeshift one of those Hamzat suits, you know, out of like we used to have them when we used to go to raves. Well, I never, but you see people fucking with the face masks, and I bet they've still got some in their memorabilia cupboard. Dig them out. Was it Alternate? There was a band who used to wear them with the face masks and whatnot. Anyway, it's going to get worse before it gets better. So it is a good story. A shopkeeper in Birmingham, he knows how to fucking deal with an awkward situation, because somebody came in trying to rob the place with a knife, and he was an Indian shopkeeper in King's Standing, and he threw a load of chili powder in his face. That's the weapon of choice by a lot of Indians. I've saw it a few times now in the Indian takeaways and whatever. They've dealt with fights and everything, or moody customers. They throw chili powder in their face, and the guy ran off screaming because his eyes were burning and on fire. And you know, he's ran home and like he's got away. The bloke didn't even bother reporting him to the police either. He just fucking knew he'd done him a bad turn and just thought, you know what, that's enough. I'll let him suffer with his fucking fried eyes with the hottest chili powder that you can find, probably. So he won't be doing that again in a hurry. Good on him. Also, little green men among us on Earth. Half of us believe that aliens exist and that Earth will face an Independence Day style attack in the next 50 years. But maybe that's where we're at the moment. It's an alien fucking in the form of a virus at the very least. It's alien to us. We don't know what the fuck's going on, do we? Or where it's going to end up. Maybe somebody's come and fucking tipped that out of a spaceship. You never know. Either way, we're not going to be here for very long if we don't get on top of it. And the aliens can come and have free reign and turn it into a place of paradise like it once was. That'd be like that fucking. We'll have to clean. Imagine, you know, when you go into like a house that's like run down and it needs doing up. and you've got to like rip all the walls out and sweep all the shit out and take all the crap and then turn it into a place of beauty. That's what the aliens will have to do to this fucking planet. They'll have to come down and start cleaning it all up first. They'll be like, oh, this is a right old fucking job. Look at the shit tip they've fucking left us. There's pictures of fucking Walker's crisp packets everywhere with Gary Lineker's face buried in the fucking sand, you know, washing up on the seashores, on turtles' heads and whatever else. Straws up fucking whales' arses. We've got a right fucking job before this place is going to become habitable. So, you know, we reap what we sow. But anyway, somebody who's got it worse than us, Harvey Weinstein, is going down. His bingo ball came out and it wasn't a fucking happy number. 23 years he's got. He's on his way down to fucking Chinatown. Probably won't be coming out anytime soon. So, you know, if it was at a bingo hall and that number came out, unfortunately, he's got a Zimmer frame. Otherwise, he would be standing up and shouting, prison, not house. He's got his fucking comeuppance. And, you know, much deserved. He's fucking reigned for a lot longer than those years. So I'm pretty much sure there's a lot of happy women when that result was read out. Anyway, he's gone off to the hospital with shock first. So we'll see where that one's going to lead. He'll be in there with all his pals, all his rapist buddies anyway. So he'll be in good company. Duran Duran are 40. 40 is a big number, and they're 40 in the band. They've been going for 40 years, not 40 as in that's how old they are. That's a fucking, you know, they've been around forever. That seems like, well, since I was a kid anyway. Wild Boys still rocking at 40. Wild Boys was a fucking classic tune. I remember that. That was like their baddest tune, I thought, because they were all a bit like, you know, it was all a bit Spandau pop, wasn't it, or that kind of romantic sort of stuff. But Wild Boys was they turned a corner with that tune. I was all over it when I was a kid. I thought that was the bollocks. It was all like Mad Max, wasn't it? But anyway, and also you listen back to them now, and they did some really good tunes. But they're coming back and they're touring, so they probably look like the spitting image puppets of what they once did because they've aged. But it doesn't matter. They've still got it. They've still got the tunes. So if you like Duran Duran, you can't go and see them because the concerts are all going to be cancelled because of the coronavirus. So put your headphones and your Walkmans back on. Let's go back to the old days. They might be coming out soon. I don't know. It's all up in the air, isn't it? Because all the festivals are all being cancelled at the moment. And a guy who was a basketball player, wasn't he touching all the microphones in a thing, and then he got tested for coronavirus and he's got it. So whether he's caught it off the microphones or he's give it to everybody in the room after they've used the microphones, we don't know. But he was a basketball player, and apparently they've announced after that they've cancelled the basketball season. So naughty boy. I don't know if that's anything to do with him, but I don't think they're taking any chances after that. Was it Steve Martin, speaking of what's it called, theatres and stuff, Steve Martin and Martin Short are doing a tour, aren't they, at the moment? Two of the Three Amigos, if you remember the Three Amigos film. But I thought they got a good review the other week, or last week when I saw it in a London paper. They're in a Glasgow, or they've been at a Glasgow theatre, and a Glaswegian write-up has panned them and said that they're shit. So they've said that one of the jokes was, we've got an hour of material and we've stretched it to 2. And he said, and it's not a joke, that's the truth. There wasn't much going on in there. So I'd love to see them in live anyway. I think that'd be fucking good to see in real life. Steve Martin, anyway, he's a legend. Man with two brains, come on, the jerk. You can't beat him. What was the other one? Dead Men Wear Played. Classic films. And Martin Short, he was good. What was he in there? Inner Space, that was good. So I think that'd be good. Although they're doing a lot of piano songs, a lot of music in there, so I'd have to fucking put my headphones on when they did them bits. But Steve Martin is just fucking off the wall, isn't he? He's just a clown character. So yeah. But anyway, the Glaswegian guy didn't like it too much. He said you get more humour in a Glaswegian pub. So he wanted to see headbutts and that. He wants a bit of action, so they weren't up to his standard. But the they're in the 70s. Come on, they can't be going around fucking nutting people and, you know, causing a ruckus. They give themselves a heart attack. Anyway, where's it going? The budget. I'm not talking about the budget. They've just done a budget. Spend, spend, spend. That's what we've got. And now we've got this coronavirus. I don't know where that's going to go. So all of a sudden, round the corner, we're going to be all queuing up and having rations. So don't believe what you fucking be told during the budget, because that could change very, very quickly. Where's it going? I've lost all my pieces of paper. Where's that gone? Right, I told you I'm unprepared today. Let's get on to something a little bit more light-hearted. More people are now becoming coffee snobs and shunning the traditional cup of tea. Well, I'm high on coffee at the moment because I've tried to do this video about fucking 20 times and I gave up in the end. I had to walk away and I've had to have a massive cup of coffee, and I've come back, and that's why I'm fucking going at you like that, because I'd already had one before the first attempt. But something was going wrong. I don't know. Once something goes wrong, it just gets in your head, and all of a sudden you just can't do fucking right for doing wrong. So anyway, we're getting somewhere at the moment. So let's just keep rolling. Drinking tea is down 23%, while freshly brewed coffee sales are up 18%. Well, there won't be at the moment once everybody fucking doesn't go out to coffee shops because everyone's worried about the fucking everybody else with their plague-type virus symptoms. I don't drink milk and everything no more, dairy, so I gave up tea for a while, but I missed it, and I've tried all the different milks and everything. This is for anybody else in a similar situation. Oat milk is the only one that I can use in tea that tastes just the same as drinking tea with cow's milk. It's took me right back, so I'm happy to have found my... so tea's back on the menu for me. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, because soya milk didn't taste great in it, and all the other ones, almond milk doesn't taste great. So oat milk is the new champion, but everybody else is onto it because they're fucking emptying them off the shelves as well. So I went in to get some today, and there wasn't any, so I've had to buy fucking soya milk. I'm not going to have tea. This is why I'm on coffee. I'm high on coffee. This is a good thing. Justin Timberlake told how he snuck in. Imagine living near Alcatraz or whatever, or being in America where you've got all those iconic buildings. Or America's full of it, isn't it, from all the movies and whatever. But I've been to Alcatraz, and he was talking about how he tried to sneak in there without a tourist ticket, and they got caught. And he said to his mate that they're the dumbest people ever, because they're going to be famous for getting caught for breaking into prison, and no one's going to let them live it down. And it's true, because you know, and that's the place that you can't ever break out of. And now you attempting to break in there, but it didn't work out. But it was a great place. You got to visit around, or you got like a set of headphones on, and you went round Al Capone's cell. And you went round the canteen, you can hear the sound of the canteen and what it would have been like and whatever. Strange place. But it was a great place to visit. But I always fancied going there. I don't know why. When I was a kid, I think it was the Clint Eastwood film, because I was a big Clint Eastwood fan. And as soon as he came in that film, I thought I'd always want to go there. So I made it. I put it on the bucket list, and I got it done. Shame I was on my own. I didn't get to share this experience with somebody else, because I'd left a load of people in Las Vegas. I partied too much and I had to disappear, so I fucked off to San Francisco, and nobody wanted to go with me. So there you go. What are you going to do? Billy no mates. But I enjoyed it. But I stayed in a moody part of San Francisco, fucking downtown. I picked something just... This is before the reviews and whatever, I think. I picked somewhere just cheap, in a budget type place, and I caught like a Greyhound bus, and I was on a mood. I think every gangster in fucking town was heading to because I went via Los Angeles, and every gangster in town was on the fucking bus back to LA. So there was all like one guy, you know, there was all at the back going, yeah, we're fucking gonna pop caps in people's asses and shit like that. And I was like fucking sitting there like Englishman with his backpack and everything. I thought the last thing I want to do is let anybody know that I'm a tourist. I'm going to be fucking the #1 target on here. There was no fucking civilized people on there, just gangbangers and me. I must have picked the wrong fucking time of night to travel, I think. Because I've used to them in Australia, the Greyhound buses there. And they're sweet, they're like fine, you just travel on them and everybody's on them, full of backpackers, but everybody flies in America for some reason. Maybe that was the reason why. Where am I going now? I've lost my... Tins of tripe are the weirdest thing left behind by Uber passengers. Bosses at the taxi firm are revealing that a 1 kilogram tub of foot cream, miniature railway and vegan sandwich platter were among items found in their cars this year. Well, I don't know about them. The tins of tripe are going to become like a food source at the moment. Probably they were for the dog before, but now, during the food ration situation, as everything gets short on the shelves, tins of tripe, even those fucking non-meat eaters are going to have to fucking start eating tripe and shit and spam. When the shit, when that's all that's left, you're going to have to fucking, go for, you're going to have to sort of break the rules, aren't you? But tins of tripe, what's tripe? That's just like ground up stomach and the what's left, isn't it, of the body parts. Pretty grim. I remember I might have mentioned it before, I worked in a butcher's during work experience from school because I got caught truanting, so I had to go and work as the what they give you, and they gave me a shit one, which was working at the butcher's as his dog's body. And literally all my job was chopping up bits of the inside of animals with they had the heart and the lungs and everything else on it like that, and I had to cut them off. And what was left, which was all the fucking tubes and all that kind of stuff, I had to chop it, and then put it through a mincer, which became what you fed to dogs. Dog mince, they called it. And I tell you what, that'd probably be fucking sold as human mince meat right about now. It ain't got that bad yet, but be careful, because that's what's coming. And I had to cut a cow's tongue. A cow's tongue, I had to cut it in half. And strip it and whatever else. I've never got that fucking image out of my head, and from then on, I could never go near, tongue, the sliced, whatever. Anyway, I've got one more thing. Where's my fucking thing? Here we go. I've got everything upside down here. Right, I'm going to finish up on one more thing. I think no, I'm not going to finish up on that. Traces of cocaine are being found in 7 out of 8 public baby changing rooms in a city. They thought it was talcum powder, and apparently people aren't sniffing it all up by the looks of it. They're lazy sniffers by the sounds of it. What are they leaving it behind for? But apparently they're going into the changing facilities, and that's because everybody's on edge. I told you, everyone's going for the cocaine. Somebody said it cured or kept coronavirus away. So people are doing it now, not just in the nightclubs and in the restaurants. They're doing it in the baby changing facilities. So if anybody's like stood at the nursery and they're all fucking arguing or like gurning or whatever else, then that might be why. Right, I think I'm going to leave it on one more thing. Oh, one more thing that's a good thing. Apparently the petrol's coming down because Russia and Saudi Arabia are beginning a trade war, and they might get even lower during the situation because of the coronavirus. So everyone's going to be out bidding each other, if you like, or out pricing each other. So that's one good thing. We can all stockpile petrol and fucking diesel for when our cars, when we need to get the fucking shit out of Dodge and leave the cities for the safe zone, wherever that may be, and run away from the all the infected population. It's going to get like that Tom Cruise film. Who's going to play the part? Well, that's going to be yet to be decided, but I'm going to play somebody shit like the B movie, like Steven Seagal or something, without the moves. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there because I forgot. I've lost all my other bits of paper that I had. So anyway, there's going to be another one tomorrow. So hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again then. See you later for now. Bye.